I get it, you're standing in the backyard, grill in mind, and you're wondering if splurging on a built-in unit is worth the hassle and the cash. You've probably spent a few evenings scrolling through endless listings, trying to picture how a 4-burner head would actually fit into your kitchen outdoor flow, and you're scared of ending up with a piece of metal that looks great on paper but turns out to be a nightmare to heat evenly or to clean. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first started digging into the Broil King Baron 420 Shadow, I tried to imagine it in a real-world setup, a custom countertop that hides the grill when you're not using it, a family of 4 that likes to fire up a burger night and then toss a couple of veggies on the side, and the occasional weekend project of smoking a brisket. The idea of a built-in head is tempting because you get a professional look without the massive footprint of a freestanding unit, but the real question is whether the engineering behind this particular model lives up to those expectations. Let's talk about the cooking area first, because that's where the rubber meets the meat. The Baron 420 gives you 630 square inches of total cooking surface, with 460 square inches dedicated to the primary cooking zone. In practice, that means you can comfortably line up a full sheet pan of ribs on one side while you sear a steak on the other, and still have room for a side of corn on the cob. I've seen people with smaller built-in heads struggle to fit a decent amount of food at once, especially when they're entertaining. The extra space on the Baron means you won't be forced into a frantic choreography of flipping everything every 2 minutes. Now, heat distribution is the make-or-break factor for any grill, and Broil King addresses that with a full-coverage stainless steel Flav-R-Wave cooking system. What this does is spread the flame from the 4 dual-tube burners across the entire cooking surface, rather than letting hot spots dominate the center. When I tried it out with a batch of chicken thighs, the ones placed near the edge cooked just as evenly as the ones right under the burner. That kind of consistency is a big win for anyone who wants to avoid the classic center burner-only problem that shows up on cheaper heads. The burners themselves are 40,000 BTUs split across 4 stainless steel tubes. In the field, that translates to a quick heat-up time. You can go from cold to a readitosier temperature in under 10 minutes. For a weekday dinner, that's a serious time saver. The dual-tube design also means each burner has a bit of redundancy. If one tube were to clog or lose a little output, the others keep the overall heat level stable. It's not a guarantee against maintenance issues, but it does add a layer of reliability that many people overlook when they're only reading spec sheets. One of the most practical features is the reversible stainless steel grids. The pointed side creates those classic grill marks you love, while the flat side doubles as a griddle for delicate foods like fish or pancakes. I actually used the flat side to make a quick breakfast quesadilla while the rest of the family was grilling burgers. The versatility saved me from pulling out a separate pan, and the grid stainless steel construction means it doesn't rust after a few seasons of outdoor exposure. That's a real advantage if you live in a humid climate or near the coast where metal can corrode faster than you'd like. Durability-wise, the Cookbox is made from cast aluminum that's been treated to resist rust. Aluminum is lighter than steel, which makes the whole head easier to install on a custom countertop without requiring reinforced support beams. At the same time, the cast construction provides excellent heat retention, so once you get the grill up to temperature, it stays there without the burner having to work overtime. That can translate to a slight saving on your propane bill over the long run, especially if you do a lot of low and slow cooking. However, there are a few trade-offs that you should be aware of before you click Add to Cart. First, because this is a built-in head, you're committing to a permanent spot in your outdoor kitchen. If you ever want to move it or reconfigure your layout, you'll be looking at a non-trivial demolition job. That's fine if you've already designed a dedicated grill island, but it's a potential pain point for renters or for those who like to experiment with different layouts. Second, the 40,000 BTU total output is solid for most home cooking, but it's not on the high end of the spectrum for serious smokers who rely on a larger firebox to maintain low, steady temperatures for long periods. If your main goal is to smoke a brisket for 12 hours, you might find the heat a little harder to keep low without frequent adjustments. Who should buy this? If you have a semi-permanent outdoor kitchen, love the idea.